Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. And I'm just going to have a little fun here. I've been sort of switching around which characters I use, and I'm going to have control Mega Nishka! Yeah, it's as dumb as it sounds. I just wanted Nishka here for one conversation. But, it's sort of amusing to cast, appropriate buffs on Nishka, especially a large person, because she's getting 4 attacks now. 2 attacks with each weapon. And plus 3 damage on all those attacks actually starts to add up, especially since the base damage of those attacks is fairly low. And that's really the problem with Nishka, why she's not really a useful character. Unless you want to micromanage her to the point where she can get sneak attacks in. She doesn't really do very much damage. She can't survive all that long in a face-up fight. And, well, I just, don't care that much about her skills, because the game doesn't really require you have an effective thief. And this guy here is a caretaker, presumably one of the librarians, more or less. And, he more or less, he asks why you want to get in, and you can lie about why, and get influence with Nishka for it. And he briefly explains a puzzle that's here. Essentially, you have to complete a whole bunch of riddles before it will let you get into the vault. And since the place is under attack, get Yankee sitting around out there, he's not going to hang around to show you how to get in. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself. And, let's just get on. One thing that's nice about Nishka, though, is that she has improved evasion, so accidentally fireballing her is substantially less problematic. I'm going to run around the library and just clean up all the enemies that are here before I actually get to, working on the puzzles. Now, casting fireballs in the library, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's not such a good idea. But you can't actually damage anything that's in there. So I guess you can just go ahead and fireball away. But, just as a safety tip for real life, the librarians will not be happy with you. Not that I expect that you, as a viewer, are able to cast fireballs, but you never know who could be watching. And there are some secret doors here which you have to find your way through. Sometimes they actually get a little buggy and it's hard to get to the doors, so sometimes you do have to cast fireballs and to get to them. Alright, Mr. Gift Mage, I'm going to have to kill you. Haste. I don't know if that actually works. I can't remember in this game if you overcast a buff, if it overwrites the old one and gives it a new duration, or if it just doesn't work at all. But this dead caretaker here has this Caretaker's Veil, which is actually a very useful item. It gives you true seeing while equipped. You need it to complete these puzzles, but you hang on to it afterwards, and there are plenty of places where it kind of gets around having to use detection skills. Anyway, I'm going to clean up all the items and be right back. There are 7 secret doors in this area, some of which are more secret than others. Some of them you can tell fairly easily by just walking on sort of the wrong side of the wall, facing the camera this way, and they'll jump right out. Some of them you actually have to come across, and the ones essentially that are on the south side here are the easiest ones. There are 7 total. There are 4 on the east side, 3 on the west side. Most of these doors are locked. The locks are a little interesting. They're DC 99 locks, which usually means a door that requires a key, but you can just bash them open or cast knock. You just can't pick them. So we grab the item there. The rest of this area is kind of consumed with a rather annoying little puzzle. Now, the reason it's annoying is there are some options here where if you answer the riddle correctly, it's not really a riddle, it requires you to read these books that are lying around. If you answer it correctly, sometimes you'll get influence with Grobnar and sometimes you don't. The question you get is random, so I'm just going to be reloading until I get influence with Grobnar. So I might, have to go off-screen a couple times in completing this. But here is the first question. This is about countering the assumptions of a flat Farron. And gravity is sort of what you'd think would cause things to fall, but here it's the weave, which is about magic, and that is one of the actual answers that gives you influence with Grobnar. There's one of these, I believe it's the one here, the northeast corner one, where there are no options. There's no way to get influence with Grobnar out of it. By the way, having Grobnar in your party also gives you sort of the capability. Sometimes he knows the answer even if you don't, so sometimes that's useful. Let's try this one and see if we can get lucky. And the Illifarn cipher just tells, a translation of what those various things are, as far as numbers to letters and letters to numbers and all that. I've gotten pretty lucky so far, actually, and I've actually gotten... There are some things where you get the correct answer and you get no influence with Grobnar. And, well, that's the only reason I brought him along. He's just... Well, I might actually use him a fair amount, but he's kind of weird. Death of the Sailorman is kind of a offhand jibe, a shout-out to Arthur Miller, which, I don't know, I mean, if for an American audience, I guess they assume you've read it. Wow, 3 out of 4. That's not bad. It really gets annoying when you're trying to get influence, and it's like, well, I got the answer right, why aren't you giving me the influence? I think there are only a few answers where if you get them right, you don't get the influence. This last one is the one that may not have an option. Now, sometimes your lore skill will suggest an answer, and it'll suggest the correct answer, but if you choose the lore option, you won't get influence with Grobnar. And sometimes it's listed twice, sometimes it's not. Once you complete that, they open up the door. I'm going to reload a couple times to see if I can get a question that'll give me influence with Grobnar. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think there is, but let me look. Well, I can't get it to work. I don't think there is, so I'm not worried about it.
Everybody, follow me!
Meganishka and I are going to have to open up that center area, which the door opens when you complete the last puzzle. And there were some people in there, so I'm guessing there's probably some... Yeah.
The location of Haven. Interesting. There is another Jero. Ziri will want her. I shall take care of the descendant. Wipe out all mention of the thief. Then rejoin the others.
Hey, hello. Rampaging attack, please.
The Kalakcha! Kill him!
The land is against you!
Yeah, I think I'm going to prepare for this fight. Well, they aren't total pushovers, but... Yeah, okay, they are total pushovers. Who am I kidding? They don't even pay for it. By the way, when you complete that last puzzle, you also get a free Periad of Wisdom +2, which I don't know what I did with it. I sorted my inventory. But it's not very useful. I wouldn't even use it on Eleni. I might use it on Eleni. I have her give with the +2 Constitution item for now because, well, she doesn't have a lot of hit points. She's a front row person.
Chandra? The High Cliff girl with the flammable barn?
That's the only reason I brought Nishka along is for that line.
We need to get to her at once. The Githyanki are probably heading there as we speak.
And our buffs even last the whole trip.
There she is! Capture her! Ziri wants her alive!
What in the hells is going on?
Things have turned out well for us, my brothers. The girl and the Kalakcha, both within our reach. Take one team and capture the girl alive. The rest of us will deal with this one.
Alright.
Give it up! You ain't got a chance!
What he said. Oh, I was hoping I'd fireball the guys who were going after Chandra. Oh, well.
Come on, follow me! Keep up!
Dirt-wallowing ogre lover.
That's an interesting insult.
Of course.
Here, while we're at it, why don't we just all cast some buffs? I gathered up the party just to make sure that haste actually hit everybody. I guess it wasn't necessary. I mean, he survived the fireball, is only barely injured, so I guess I was assuming he would be stronger than that. Well, I guess that's all we can do here. Let's look inside.
Split up and search the rooms. It should not be difficult to find the girl in here. So the Kalakcha survived. Deal with him first. The girl can wait.
Hope you're ready for the fighting fury of Grobnar Nothand.
What he said. Maybe not.
Take this!
Well, these guys don't exactly put up much of a fight. I cleaned up the stuff that dropped outside, actually. It's a nice farmhouse. Bigger than my house, that's for sure. Oh, there she is.
You again? Don't come any closer. What? I'm not going anywhere. Why won't you all just leave me alone?
Nah, I don't care about my party members that much. Just roast them all. You see there, Nishka didn't take any damage because she made her save, and she has evasion. There are some items that'll grant evasion, and there are a couple of classes that get it. Monks do, and rogues are really the ones that are most likely to use end up with it. It's one actually argument for turning Kelgar into a monk, at least for my uses.
Stop right there. What do you want with me? I don't even know.
Your house is on fire.
That's my house. First my barn, now my house?
Next time you could live inside a stone farm for a change.
Looks like those things are trying to smoke us out. Well, it worked. Let's get out of here before this place collapses.
Well, maybe it was my fireball that did that. I have been kind of indiscriminate with them. But will we actually get out of the burning building alive? Will we have to use some ice rods on the boss monster? Probably not. It's not that burning house. We'll see you next time, assuming we make it out.